Hey guys, welcome to this messy bun. So I'm really excited. Do you know why? Do you? Okay, a few weeks ago I did a poll to see what you guys would want for me to do for my next vlog. And I got a ton of responses, which I really super appreciate. Thank you so much, that really means a lot. So, because it was so close, like so really close, one vote between the two, I decided I'd go ahead and do them both. And I promise you two things. One, be really freaking delicious. And the second thing is that they would both be SoCal inspired. So last week we made carne asada tacos, and I mean, that's San Diego on right there. And then today what we're going to be doing is taking the iconic Philly cheesesteak, kind of giving it a SoCal spin, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be really good. Okay, so you might be thinking why? Like, why do that? If it's that amazing and that iconic, why change it? Well, the whole point of being in a kitchen and cooking is having, you know, a culinary twist on things, having some, what's the word? Changing things, making things exciting, making things new. Sorry, my puppy is talking to us right now. So we're still going to be doing the classic setup, maybe, of a Philly cheesesteak. So we're going to have a hoagie roll, meat, the veggies, and the cheese. We're just changing some stuff. First thing that we're going to be doing is making carne asada. So if you watched last week and you already saw the carne asada marinade, then you can kind of fast forward through it. We're going to put a timestamp in the description to help you do that. But if you want to stay and watch along, we're happy to have you. Please stay. Relax. No. So what we're going to do is marinade, right? So we're going to do a teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of oregano, 2 teaspoons of cumin, teaspoon of chili powder, salt, and pepper, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, tablespoon of Worcestershire. Or their name, Worcestershire? Worcestershire.
You had it right.
It just doesn't sound like it should be like that. And then
Oh my.
and of course olive oil. Help it bind. Then to that we're going to do the juice of 2 limes. I'm going to give that a little mix. And then take our carne asada, or super thin steak, get that going. And then we do want to let it sit in the refrigerator for at least half an hour, the longer if you can. I know I always say that, the longer if you can, because the longer it sits, the more flavor it's going to get. So the next thing we're going to be doing to give our little spin on the Philly cheesesteak is we're going to be doing queso blanco. So instead of the old like cheese whiz or American cheese or provolone, we're going to do queso blanco, and it's going to be so delicious. So to start, you're going to want to set your saucepan on a low. My stove is kind of wonky, so I have to really temper my heat, but it's going to be on the low side, just a little above low. We want our butter to melt. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of butter, and we want it to melt completely before we add our flour, because we're going to be making a roux. So while the butter is melting, we'll talk about the rest of it. So like I said, we're still going to keep the classics of a Philly cheesesteak. We're going to have a hoagie roll. I have the sausage roll here that I'm going to be using. And then we're going to be doing the trinity, the vegetables are still going to be the same. Grilled onion and bell pepper and mushrooms. Okay, so good. It's going to be yummy. Oh, I don't want to do that again. We're not doing that song every time. Okay, so the queso, we're not going to be using processed cheese at all. We're not going to be using Velveeta. Well, I say that. We're going to be using a little bit of cream cheese, which probably is processed. but we're not using Velveeta. We're going to be using Monterey Jack and green chilies and tomato and cilantro. It's going to be really delicious. Okay, so the butter has melted down pretty much all the way. So I'm going to whisk in my 2 tablespoons of flour. Equal parts to make a roux. To that, I'm going to add my cup of milk. And keep whisking until it's well combined and it starts to thicken. You don't want the milk to cook too fast because it'll curdle. And that's not the texture that anybody wants. So we're going to turn that back down to low. And to that we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. We're going to do a little bit of cumin and a little bit of chili powder. Then we're going to do a cup and a half of Monterey Jack. For that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. So to that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of green chili. A Roma tomato that I chopped up. Smells really good, right?
It smells delicious.
And lastly, but not least, cilantro. Awesome. Alright, so we're just going to leave that alone and keep that on low while we do the rest. Okay, so let's work on our veg. So I always cook my mushrooms separately than the onion and bell pepper because my daughter says that she doesn't like mushrooms if she sees them. So I cook them separately. You can mix them all together if you like to. Just depends on you. Okay, so we're going to do some olive oil. And our onion. Something about onion and like garlic, as soon as it hits the pan, it smells amazing. And our bell pepper. A bit more olive oil. And in this little corner over here, I'll do mushrooms. And none of this is going to take very long, just kind of want them to get cooked, get some color, not have as much of a bite. Like a raw vegetable kind of bite is what I'm saying. No, friends! Come back to me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do some salt and pepper across the board. You know what else is super yummy that I do sometimes, which I'm not going to do today, because we're already doing spice with the queso, is putting a little bit of like crushed red pepper in that. It just really kind of gives it some pizzazz. These kids are all crowding each other. Check on the queso. Oh yeah, beautiful. Also, I found this cute little container of green chili that I love. Because normally you see them in the can and then you might not use them all, and so it's kind of wasteful. But isn't that cute? It has a little lid on it. I was so excited when I found that at the store. I'm going to take the mushrooms off because they look pretty amazing. Nice color. You still want the texture from them, you don't want them to break down or cook down completely. Not you. And we're left cooking the mushrooms. I'm gonna put my bread down. Give that guy a toast. I'm not gonna put any butter because I'm just gonna use some of the oil that's left from the mushrooms. Alright, let's see. Yeah. It's thickening up really nicely. So at first it kind of looks like it's watery, but it's gonna be perfect for what we want. I mean, you can make this for like a party or Super Bowl or something like super fun, like a big event, and just wait and use the tomato and the cilantro for garnish up, and that would be really fun to do too. Alright, I think that this looks pretty good. That nice caramelization on the onion, look at that. You see that? No. Carry on. I always get songs stuck in my head. Is that anybody else? You feel like your whole conversation is just a series of song lyrics?
The soundtrack of your life.
Right?
Narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Ooh, he would be a good choice to marry. Anybody's like, I need to learn. That's hot. Our carne asada, which has been marinated. These pieces are really ginormous, like way bigger than the one we had the week before, so definitely gonna have to do this in batches. Remember, they cook really fast, so 2 minutes on one side, a minute and a half on the other is all you're gonna want. So we're gonna give our steak a flip. Looks amazing. I mean, come on, like carne asada, queso, vegetables, buns, all of it. So good. Okay, steak is done. Ta-da! Check on our queso. Turn that off. Okay. Can you see that? Pretty right. So Philly cheesesteak steak is chopped, so we're gonna do the same thing with the carne asada that we just made. Are we ready? The tough part is deciding how you want to put the components on there. I think I want my queso and my meat to be friends, so I'm going to do my vegetables first. So we'll do a couple of the mushrooms and some onion. And bell pepper. Wait, this side's prettier. We'll go that way. Okay. Now, the carne asada, which we will pile on like so. How about that? Sounds pretty good already, right? Next, we're gonna do our queso. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want this in their life? You see it? You see how amazing it is? The bread, the vegetables, the meat. The delicious queso that's just running everywhere. I'm almost ashamed to put a bun on it. This is truly gonna be freaking delicious messy bite. We ready? Because this sandwich is gonna be super freaking messy and I really don't want to embarrass myself, I'm gonna cut it a little bit. So let's do that. Alright. And we taste. I mean, look at that. Oh gosh, so good. I feel like I lost some of my veggies though. It's alright. You guys, that is a perfect messy bite. There is so much flavor. Oh my gosh. The texture of the bread is amazing. We always like our buns crispy. You need a nice vehicle to hold the sandwich together. I just can't stop. The queso is just so delicious and so creamy. It's that ooey gooey cheese you want in any sandwich, especially on a cheesesteak. Then you have the bell pepper and the onions and the mushrooms. That all works perfectly with the carne asada. Oh my gosh. You guys have to try the sandwich. It's so freaking good. Look at it. So pretty. Do you see it? You like our food messy around here and you don't get any messier. Yes. Victory! Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It really means a lot to me. The recipe for all of this delicious food will be found in the link in the description on the video. That's right. The link in the description. I'm getting there, guys. I'm learning. It's a progress. So that will go to my blog so where you can find all this yummy stuff that we made today. I really hope you try it out. And comment. Tell me that you like it. Like, do all those things. Please, it would mean a lot. Thank you guys. Stay messy. See you next time. The wine I chose to pair with this meaty sandwich is a 2017 Cabernet by Carnivore Wines. As this wine's name suggests, carnivore is best matched with meat. The intense color is just the start of this wine's boldness. The notes of vanilla and oak add to its layers of flavor, complementing its blackberry tones. While everything about this wine is bold, the mouthful is pleasant, leaving a tastefully dry yet smooth finish. You can find this affordable carnivorous wine in most marketplaces, as well as online on sites such as wine.com. Well, I was talking to Kayla earlier about what I was going to say, and she dared me to, after when I was finished, she was like, yes, it's going to be so good. Yeah! Because she didn't think I would do it, and I forgot.